Alrighty. It is time for us to turn back into... No, not back into. Back to Final Fantasy XIV. And last time we had the question of, that summoning Eden was in league with the Ascians. We will find out. So let's get straight into the action and talk to Shale. Now that everyone's back, I say we pause a moment to savor what we've accomplished. We've been through much in these days, haven't we? And that's an understatement. We've seen the end of years-long struggle or oblivion with what's out. Thanks for the hydrating headband. I'm trying to remember what COA stands for. Call of Ancient? I don't know. Conquest of Ether. Oh, the one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the one that looks like World of Warcraft. Yeah, I know. I recall. Kajura and Geode would be happy for us. Oh, you should see. Oh, 1 hour queue is nothing. Trust me. 1 hour queue is nothing. When for Final Fantasy, during the time when Final Fantasy had hang on, I just saw something that I have to fix first before I continue that sentence. Because apparently my mic did do a too good job and I was going over the 0. And I had to fix that up. So, when Final Fantasy Endwalker came out, the servers were so congested that you waited far longer than 1 hour to get in there. So people that went AFK, they pretty much had to come up with ideas in order to, how can I be still there but not going AFK. And some did a trick where they just had a ventilator moving with a paper stripe attached that moved then the mouse back and forth. So I saw very funny videos on how other players really worked around that. Why is everything suddenly so much stronger? Oh well. No, yellow. Okay. That should go. Yeah, this should be good. Why is suddenly the same setting so much stronger than usual? Yeah, there's also a story as to why Endwalker in particular was so congested. Because so many people quit World of Warcraft and changed to the Final Fantasy instead. So we had a lot. People called them the World of Warcraft refugees. I don't like the term because it's kind of... They just wanted a different game that did not flat from the current game, so by calling them refugees. But yeah, that caused a lot of problems actually, because Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft, they function inherently different. So you had a lot of wannabe tanks that did not do tank correctly and then got mad at the healers for not doing the job correctly, even though tanking in Final Fantasy works very, very different. You have to mitigate way, way more. It's not the healer's fault. Also, it's a healer's fault. And also, in World of Warcraft, you have healers to be pure healers. And here, a healer is supposed to do DPS as well. So, you can see how easily this can get into a troublesome scenario when people buy the level skips, think, oh yeah, it will just functions as every other MMO, but it doesn't. And then they queue up in current content and everything is just a mess. Luckily, by now, most of them have adapted. Elder Scrolls Online? I have to think about it because as far as I remember, Elder Scrolls Online did not even have something remotely to a healer. Or any supporter. They were basically all DPS, if I remember correctly. Though I only played during Elsewhere. I really liked the Elsewhere expansion of Elder Scrolls Online. But I couldn't much get into all the rest, which made me completely lose interest in Elder Scrolls. I don't know what came about anything about those who followed that. I just looked at Elsewhere. Elsewhere was fun. And I looked at what was previous to Elsewhere and lost interest and was like, okay, yeah, housing might be interesting, but that will not keep me. But I can see the clientele it targets. And for that, it's a really, really good game. For an MMO, I think the combat system doesn't work. An MMO is usually having a lot of skills, and this was more like you have to. You don't make a kit. You don't basically set up your kit like you do here. You have your skills, but the functionalities and how you can activate the skills were very limited in Elder Scrolls. So it would be a great system if it would worked with gamepad better. And at least at that time when I played, it wasn't really good. It was actually really clunky with the gamepad. Oddly enough, fulfilling our purpose has somehow left me with an even more work to do. The government has tasked me with conducting a more complete survey of the containment complex. The preparation facility, their lab where they studied the key, certainly demands further investigation. Well, for a system where left click is attack, right click is shield, it's almost predestined to be played with a controller. So that's the first thing I did. And once I saw, oh, it's one of those systems, I directly changed to gamepad. complete the entire game with a gamepad, but it was rather clunky. Final Fantasy here, I prefer with keyboard and mouse just because there are so many skills. Yes, they have made a good overlay for controller that makes it possible, but it makes certain things just for me personally so much more stressful. So keyboard and mouse is more chill time for me. The preservation facility. Alright then. I can understand how those experiments may have led to the discovery of reflections, yet they fail to explain Calyx's knowledge of primal summoning. I fear that he and his anger or interdimensional travel were only one facet of the greater puzzle. There's still someone or something out there that may pose a threat to us. In any case, I think it's prudent we secure ourselves in a spot in Shale's next expedition to the 10th level. Right, I have a meeting with the officials to attend. It would be cruel to leave Raha to answer their barrage of questions alone. I should return to my work as well. My first job will be to analyze the data. We pulled from the containment complex 10 to 29 and locate other facilities of interest. I can only hope the information we uncover will serve Alexandria and the future we want to build. Whatever we end up finding, however, it's like to take some wings to put the city back to rights. All these ambitions plans aside, I think you've earned a rest, don't you? Our break room is yours to bunk in for as long as you like. Say the word and I'll help you settle in. Ready for a cut and fluffy pillow? It will likely be some time before the city returns to normal. I may choose to remain in the back room and watch over the other proceedings. The other thing that I think why most online games are not quite suited for gameplay is it is a pain to type with a gamepad in a shed. Several weeks later. That is a beaten Rahatia.
What an absurdly long report. Even working together, it took us an age to finish.
I am they have the probably super strong coffee inside here.
Well, to be fair, it was a rather absurd series of events. The mystery behind Grandfather's letter took us further than we could have ever imagined.
Truly. It feels like a lifetime ago that it all began.
You know, now that I think about it, there's one particular group of people that haven't showed up the latest patches. And it's like, can we even see Sangred and Destinian? Will they return from their investigations? Are they now a completely goner? What about Oriange?
Right then, one last bit of proofreading. was I? Ah, yes.
Oh yeah, the back of the paper is Voronoi. The normals are definitely a Voronoi texture. Just a distorted Voronoi texture, but it's definitely Voronoi. I see that wobbly, splatty texture here, and I definitely know it's Voronoi. That's the shape you immediately get when you just give Voronoi a slight distortion, and then you don't have that wave pattern, that acoustic pattern anymore, or cell pattern. You suddenly have this wobbly pattern.
The chaos which had gripped the kingdom of Alexandria was slowly but surely giving way to order once more. The thorough investigation conducted by Oblivion was one of the primary factors contributing to this recovery. Its members uncovered multiple preservation research facilities, allowing for a comprehensive study of regulator design and function. Thus have we come to understand that memories pertaining to the deceased were not erased from the minds of the living, but in truth, merely locked away. Permanent gaps in one's memory were to be avoided, as inconsistencies would arise during endless conversion and cause instability. When the time came, restoring these buried memories would be a simple matter of transmitting a signal from the meso-terminal. Acting on this discovery, the Alexandrian government announced plans for a memory restoration initiative, open to willing participants. This reignited the discussion surrounding mortality, as people continued to debate how best to face the inevitability of death. No matter the answer at which they arrive, it is certain to herald a major shift in the nation's philosophy. Yes, that matches my understanding of events. Excellent work, Raha.
I'm glad it serves. Shall we make our way over then?
Ra is just so adorable.
Ahead of the memory restoration, officials requested the assistance of those familiar with the processes involved. So it was that our party and Sveen, who had eagerly volunteered, accepted the task of escorting the city's representative to living memory.
Before you go, we just wanted to say that we haven't made this decision lightly.
Hmm?
No matter how frightening or painful they may be, we need to face our memories. Not only to honor those who are gone, but to make whole those who are still here. So no second thoughts. We'll be waiting.
If anything tries to harm you, you knock it flat. Come back safely, our Sveen from another time.
Yes! Be safe! I'll see you soon!
So sweet of you, but you needn't worry. I'm in very good company. Thank you all for your well wishes.
Despite the disruption caused by the dome's arrival, the people in the surrounding region have since reclaimed their normal lives.
Well, what you can call normal. Because the dome is still there. Some changes are definitely there. And the entrance scene, it kind of looked like the front had no boogie, and that was a kind of like weird. Kind of looked floating, like it would be from Back to the Future.
The Tyrell, which Grim
Amazingly.
and Jar Jar united, is nothing if not resilient. The winds of change are fickle. A sudden gust often the bearer of challenging trials. But so too do they spur us onward, keeping our feet ever moving along life's path.
How much the music carries the moment here. Not the words, it's the music that carries. Change it to something dark and suddenly the words have a different meaning. Entirely. So all the scene covering was carried by the music and the music alone. You could have shown everything the same way, just with a different background track,
Adlings are
and it would
invading
be
the void for 90 seconds.
entirely different.
You'll soon be on your way to Yaktel then.
Yes, we've just come from making arrangements with the dirigible master. Preparations for the flight are still underway, so I'm doing a little sightseeing. My gratitude to the Landsguard for providing us with the permits we need to visit the Skydeep Cenotaph.
Of course. We'd hardly refuse a direct request from the vow of reason.
Our vigilant comrades at the gate will see you safely through.
Wooklamart isn't here, of course. She is still convalescing, I take it.
Indeed. She's presently confined to bed and permitted no visitors. Weakened as she is, we cannot be too careful. I can scarcely sleep at night for the worry.
Oh my. Please, forgive me. I hadn't realized her condition was so serious. I pray she makes a full recovery soon.
Greetings! What a rare pleasure this is! Is something wrong? Your friend looks like she had some bad news.
She wanted to visit the Vow of Resolve.
And there's a little reason she couldn't have.
Is there something you wish to say?
I see, I see. I'm glad there's nothing terrible afoot. And yet, where there's a need... Sorry, I just remembered a pressing errand. Let's talk again soon.
The Alexandrians, I understand, have teachings similar to that of the Yokui. Our flesh may wither and die, but so long as we are remembered, we are never truly gone. My father's last words. I've long considered their meaning. The living can find strength in the memories of those we've lost. They can help us rise to meet our trials in the present. That was certainly true of myself.
And
So I have faith that the people of Alexandria too will be stronger for their grief.
It may be as you say. If we did not remember our lost siblings, we would not be where we are now.
Or be who we've become.
We all have memories like that, I bet.
hmm.
Well, we made it. The journey was so smooth as to be almost disappointing.
I always have to state that out. Now that the entire power here is off, kind of looks like a shut down Disneyland.
I can only agree, especially after our first visit felt so fraught with danger.
It's the curse of experience, my friends. Before we know it, the extraordinary becomes everyday. Life is an accumulation of such things, both the happy times and the sad.
Right. Let's go over Shale's instructions on performing the memory restoration. The first step is to reactivate all the terminals at the same time. This will supply the ether necessary to operate the equipment, without creating any new Endless, of course. Once things are up and running, we use the Meso terminal to transmit the signal and unlock the sealed memories. There are 5 terminals in total. Might you lend us a hand with one, Sphene?
Yes, I can do that.
Not to butt in, but would you mind letting me take it?
Lamichi!
Should you be up and about?
I'm fine. My worrywart of a brother exaggerates. Mablu came by to fill me in on your plans. After that, I couldn't stand being cooped up a moment longer, so she helped me sneak out of the palace.
I'm so glad to see you're well.
Sorry Kona made you think I was at death's door. I was keeping up with reports and know what's been happening in Alexandria. I made the decision to erase the Endless, and bore witness to their final moments. And though it's only a tiny fragment, their hopes live on in me. I feel responsible for making sure that they're remembered, that their legacy is passed on. So please, let me help with sending the signal.
You've made a convincing case, but do take it slowly. The way is not without its perils.
I'll be careful. Thanks.
Very well then. I leave these tasks in your capable hands.
Hey Joe, how are you doing there?
All right, everyone. Begin. Of course, the blending effect comes with a blending. Oh, now it's regular Disneyland again.
Was the sight we saw no more than a trick of the light? Or was it a gift? The terminal's parting miracle? But those days are gone. We chose to move forward. We hold fast to our memories of sorrow and of grief.
In that we do.
That we might live full in the present ere the time of departure comes.
Let's go home. To our beloved Alexandria.
And that we shall do. Something is up with the eye tracking, but oh well. We'll look into that after stream.
Mother, you protected me. I remember now.
In soft golden light, the memories of the lost returned. There to be clutched tight by loved ones, never again to be surrendered.
I am humbled by all you have done in service to our nation. On behalf of its people, I offer our most heartfelt gratitude.
We were only too happy to help. There are still problems left to solve, of course, but you've taken an important step forward.
Exactly.
We
have to track down an
It's as if we
Ascian.
were frozen in time, but now the ice has begun to thaw.
At least that's our
Alexandria will
assumption
thrive
so
again.
far.
Mark my words.
Like, where should he have
What will you do now, Sven?
learned about summoning, if not from an Ascian? It has to be an Ascian. The problem I kind of have is the Ascian's goal was to reunite every single fragment of the source. Because they thought that this would prevent the apocalypse that happened. No, that is all stopped. What goal do the Ascians even have? Doesn't add up. Doesn't make sense. Like, oh yeah, we just put the Ascians in there, even though what they tried to prevent already succeeded in prevention. So,
Ah, yes. Well, that will depend on Gossen. With your permission, I wish to continue living in Alexandria. Those dear to me laid down their lives for this nation in bygone days, and I fought alongside new comrades to defend it. I would continue serving it if you'd let me. So please, accept me as one of your citizens.
like he would say, like, no, you bitch. Oh, come on, no. You stay out of there. No. Of course he will say yes.
That will not do.
I see. I suppose my presence would cause too much confusion.
Let him speak till the end.
Now hold on a moment. You have to reconsider. I'll vouch for her myself.
Oh dear, do forgive me. I've caused a misunderstanding.
See?
What I meant to say is, it will not do for you to be an ordinary citizen. The people have been most insistent. that you take your rightful place as queen.
As queen?
When despair held us in its thrall, it was your voice, your words, which led us to salvation. We would not ask that you perform the same duties as our previous ruler. The structure of both government and nation is to be re-examined and revised such that the burden doesn't fall upon you alone. If that is acceptable, we implore you, please live among us and lend us your gentle guidance. The Alexandrian monarchs of old cared for us and fought for us, and you stand proud among them.
But I... Oh, what of Galuja? You have him, don't you?
Alexandria has 2 thrones to fill now. What one ruler might struggle with, the 2 of you can accomplish together. Galuja's still young though, so don't expect too much of him just yet.
You already know what to do.
Yes. Yes, you're right. For centuries, my other self bore this tiara, and with it the hopes and dreams of Alexandrians. I will not let them go unanswered. I will heed the wishes of the people. With peace and prosperity for Alexandria as my foremost purpose, I accept the role of Queen of Reason.
It's not an easy road, but we'll walk it side by side. That way, neither of us gets lost.
Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Thank you for your kind encouragement. Uglamat is right. Ours will not be an easy round. But with your words to lend me strength, I shall take it one step at a time. And Tulial will be the support of you. Speak of which, I should be getting back to the palace. I'll make my next visit an official one. No sneaking out on Naguana's nose like this time. The vows to resolve and reason will have come, and we can discuss our futures together. I look forward to it. Shall we begin the journey home then? I expect some confusion among the citizens with the restored memories, and I would be present to offer them aid. I believe this marks the end of my role as a guide. I was intending to accompany Wuglamar back to Otuliala. And what are your plans? Didn't you have other matters yet to attend to in Alexandria? No, you need to stop by the palace first. One has been wanting to thank you properly. But with everything going on, he hasn't had the chance. Please come back with us. Or I'll never hear the end of it. Galileo. There we go. We take the Ever. Each time I hear that music, I think of Donkey Kong. I mean, that was kind of the point they were making, but still. Just waiting for King K. Rool to show up. Good to be home. Thanks for coming along. I just got here too. The lad got that my training would begin right away. I'll be staying in Toliala for a while. You believe in your Galileo? And wherever you need advice, your aunt is always happy to give it, eh? Oh dear, our vow of reason is out of thorns. Can you blame me? Lamati, you were supposed to be convalescing a man. So, you would study the way of the blade, Galileo? Is that not allowed? I will permit your training on one condition. You only practice swordplay in the presence of a grown-up. Yes, Corona, I promise. It won't be long before you're good enough to train without a minder. You take too much after your sire and grandsire for that. So, if you're back here, does that mean everyone already got their memories back? Not everyone. So that was that. My days of meddling in Alexandrian affairs are over. It all turned out for the best. The former queen really did love her people, and it's wonderful that her love lives on in Sweden. It truly is. That love is the foundation of her rule. The new queen will be a fawn of hope for Alexandria. There's no better for life and legacy to forever endure. You'll be heading back there, won't you? To Alexandria. I won't pretend that I fully understand the workings of the key or the reflections. I know I couldn't have stopped Calyx without you. No, I fulfilled my promise to the Endless Queen. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Be sure to come visit us again. Until you're allowed. I'll always be welcome here. It's time I moved on myself. Once I've made the necessary preparations and arrangements, I will embark on an extended journey. I expect my days will be filled with administrative duties, much as they already are. I am hoping to compile a comprehensive history of Toliala, however. The tale of our beautiful and resilient nation should be preserved for the future, which, with each successive generation adding their own chapter to the saga, I think I've learned to be happier with who I am. Even when I make mistakes and cry and look silly. And it's all because of the amazing things I've seen with you. They remind me, as always have been, tomorrow. Becoming the king of reserve is not something I need to think about until I'm older, but my father's authority did pass to me. So until that day comes, study and train and do my best. You really came far, Kaludha, and you'll keep on doing us proud, I'm sure of it. I guess you have to go now, to be safe and enjoy your travels. We'll miss you. Send us our best to Sween and the others. So we just went here to have a little chit-chat. Just to get back. Typical Final Fantasy moment. They have to drain you out of your gil somehow. Otherwise you get too rich in this game. There they are. You're here. We were just discussing what it is to be done after the coronation ceremony. Our heretofore isolated kingdom must join if it appears on the world stage. The fact that Alexandria is all wars a nation of the Nine will be cause of some consternation. I may smooth introductions with the science to provide an explanation for its
Adlings
arrival
are
in the
invading the
south.
void for 90 seconds.
Rest assured, Queen. Affairs leader are well accustomed to hearing Arfinor report on fantastical events. Once again I am in your den. I dread to imagine what might have come to pass had you never come to our aid. I had other news. Those who participated in the memory restoration have expressed the desire to hold their funerary service. Rather than suppress their grief, they would embrace it, creating in their hearts a place for gentle remembrance. We have yet to hammer out the details, but I was thinking we might host this service on the highest level of Everkeep. Ever since my time, we have believed that the departed continue their journey beyond the clouds. That's a lovely idea. I'm glad you agree. Some have yet to receive their requested memories, however. Though we shall wait until the initial wave of restorations is complete before proceeding. After so long distancing themselves from the realities of death, the Alexandrians are to be commended for their courage. Yes, this tremendously brave thing they are doing. Perhaps our hearts can never capture a memory as perfectly as data in a file. But what precious recollections we do keep will guide and sustain us as we fulfill the promise of tomorrow. Your busy days ahead of you. Your Majesty, Oblivion stands ready to pitch in as needed. Oh, and one of my investigations, Shale. I hope you left some time in your schedule for me. Do you recall my first tour of the city after I awoke? It was all so strange and frightening. I've only grown more at home here ever since. That I know. Feel a part of this new Alexandros in large part thanks to your patient guidance. And so here I will remain. Should you ever have need of my aid with anything at all, pray do not hesitate to ask. Some few of us will stay here while this happens. We've made several interesting breakthroughs and have no charge of mysteries into which we would delve. Then be welcomed as known as a guest for as long as you like. You are, and always will be, my cherished comrades. One hour of just talking so far. I don't know, it seems like the talking gets more and the actual action gets less with each patch, basically. Man, that guy needs a ventilator.
This is absurd. I have neither heart nor lungs. I was overconfident. Prudent course would have been to wait until I'd calculated an insurmountable advantage. A rash decision. One perhaps influenced by the others and their developments. But no matter. Learn from this setback and next time... Next time? How much time and effort did I pour into this master plan? I had it. I had it. At long last, I was to open a new path.
I think he has a split personality.
Those imbeciles and their damnable heroics.
And there we are. Ascians.
Detected the stench of failure already, have you? Such a keen sense of smell. Yes, I will give my report, as is protocol. Be sure our winter peers are apprised of the details.
A winterer. Well, that gets interesting then. Especially because it's a very, very old term. That I didn't expect to hear.
Every day, more and more people regain their memories of their lost loved ones. No longer will beings like Calyx be able to manipulate their fear and ignorance as he once did. That being the case, Alice and I have come to a decision.
We will depart Tural in the coming days. Other nations must be informed about Alexandria, a necessary step to ensure lasting peace. Then, we shall return to Garlemald. Our experiences here should serve us well in the ongoing restoration efforts.
However, one pressing matter remains. Calix's summoning ritual was tied to a concept of his own creation. Ascian involvement is assured, but we have yet to ascertain the extent of their influence on the Ninth.
I have done what I can to treat the enthralled, and those still afflicted with Levin sickness. I may now devote my undivided attention to an investigation.
Then we shall leave this one in your capable hands. Do let us know if you turn anything up.
It's Erenville. My time in Tural is at an end, and so I'm headed to the harbor now. We'll meet again, of that I'm certain. Until then, I wish you safe travels.
Always you look after yourself.
Words of caution from you, of all people. Hey! What do you think you're doing?
Sorry to interrupt, but I thought you'd like to know. I've detained the fugitive. He promises to tell us before he sets sail, only to try and sneak aboard his boat with nary a hug goodbye. Cold bastard. But there's still time before they weigh anchor.
That boy. We should make for the harbor ere he wriggles free of Lamachi's grasp.
If we're heading the same way, we might join him on the ship. Good company is always welcome on a long voyage, is it not?
What? Now? I haven't finished packing.
Knowing you, the essentials are already accounted for.
Oh. Fine, if we must. But you're helping pack the rest. And I hope you've decided on a souvenir for use.
I have several ideas, as it happens.
Ever aligned in purpose, if not execution.
Very well put.
Lest you wonder, Kryl and I intend to remain here with Y'shtola.
To continue our study of the key, naturally. By all accounts, Preservation's facility promises to yield some answers.
Shale has been conducting a more thorough examination. She may have insights to share.
Then why not invite her along to see everyone off? Surely she'd want to be there too.
Yeah. Neon shine. What news? Can't imagine you brought an entourage along to simply say hello. Not eager to be on their way, are they? I'll join you. I owe them thanks on behalf of Oblivion, after all. And there I thought you would protest against being parted from your work. Well, I am curious to see what emerges on every piece of puzzles in place. The majority of the files we've unearthed are encrypted. There's little else I can do until the computer's finished with them. Besides, unlike our friends, Containment Complex 10 to 29 isn't going anywhere. In other words, we won't be getting any answers tonight. Afraid not. It's going to be a while yet. And shall we depart then shall we depart for Toliolo forthwith? Even Lamatie's strength has its limits. Without further delay, then. It's really just back and forth and back and forth. Without doing anything, actually. Anything but talking. Makes things a little bit awkward, to be completely honest. Awkward for the player, a little bit inconvenient for the player too. Because it feels like you are completely out without a purpose right now. You're just running back and forth. Like a game of Pong. I wish you all would not make such a fuss. I'm not fond of emotional partings. At least half an hour now as they were considerate enough to inform me of their plans in advance by link pal. Some people we know have burst out of a great multipliance. In any event, I shall wait here until they finish their preparations.
There they are.
You look well. No lingering effects then?
Ah, I'm hale as ever. And busy with work.
I imagine there's no shortage of affairs to put in order. Are Kona and Galorgia faring well?
Kona is off to survey our nation and its peoples. He wants to consult with local representatives and hear their thoughts on our policies. And Galorgia's really taken to his training. I feel like he's been spending more time with the Landsguard than me lately.
Standing here, I cannot help but remember the day of our arrival in Tuliolo. The rite of succession feels so long ago.
We knew not of what would happen between my father and Zorolja, nor of Alexandria and its queen. It was to aid a naive claimant that you came to Tural. But you've done so much more for me. For the entire nation of Tulihiola. We owe you a greater debt than we can ever repay. But that doesn't mean we can't try. Whenever you need an ally, we'll stand with you.
Allow me to echo that sentiment. Not only were you kind to me when I awakened a stranger in my own land, you extended your grace to Alexandria again and again. And on behalf of myself and my people, thank you for curing the ailment that for centuries tormented us.
I'll look forward to our next visit. I'm sure we'll have exciting stories to share with one another.
Ever since I introduced you to Wuklamat, you've faced no end of hardships. Many of them her fault. Yet I feel no remorse, only gratitude. For without your aid, I would not have had the chance to say goodbye. Nor vow to explore every corner of the world.
And
to see what we haven't seen. Shall we?
Rest assured, upon arriving, we shall make it a priority to visit Tataru and assuage her myriad fears.
I expect the sight of you two will be a balm for her worry-laden heart.
Safe journey, and remember to enjoy it.
Give my regards to Oblivion. And thank you for all you did for my mother.
Come back soon!
Take care!
That was a proper send-off. Now, time to get back to it.
Duty ever calls for she who loves her realm.
Right. Though, if you need a break, you're always welcome to visit Tulihiola. I'll give you the grand tour. I guess they're really over. Your adventures in Tural. I'll remember our time together for the rest of my days.
Aha! Power resolve spotted!
The Landsguard is looking for you. It's sparring time!
Oh, good thing you're here then. Can't miss that.
So let's go already! Everyone's waiting to see the vow resolve in action!
Sorry, I have to go. Till next time.
Shouldn't she be doing that? Having her runes in mind and everything.
And thus did they take to the winds.
To follow their own paths and their hearts, as they should.
Into the mist. It was over 1 hour line of introduction into the next bench. Make it really get longer. Now it's our time to take the next step. The question is what direction, and that is a matter that I should like to discuss with you. If I may, I think it's prudent to discuss our future plans elsewhere. We are liable to hinder the dock workers here, Fellinger. Perhaps the beach would be a more appropriate venue.
Tis truly a beautiful place to roll.
An endless ocean and ever-changing sky. First time I saw them, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was like I was walking among images from our oldest records. And beyond that horizon are more lands and more people. That one I still struggle to imagine.
We ourselves hail from beyond that horizon, in fact. Rather, most of us do. I merely thought I did.
Oh, that's right. I can only imagine how it must have felt to learn you're a native of our world.
The fact that I wasn't born in the land where I've spent most of my life has taken time to sink in. 'Twas not until I met my parents in living memory that the truth of my origin began to feel real.
Your experience is not unlike mine. When first I awoke, the realm everyone spoke of sounded nothing like my own. I had to walk its streets, live and breathe it, before I could accept and embrace my new reality.
And for me to embrace mine, I need to learn more about my people, the Milala. We should come upon more information in the course of studying the key, but as Shale's investigation of the containment complex is still ongoing, would you mind if we sought a different avenue of inquiry into the history of the Ninth?
I have no objection. Aught we learn will deepen our understanding of the broader picture.
Agreed. My curiosity extends well beyond our duty to assess Ascian influence.
If it is knowledge of the Ninth's past you seek, I have an idea where to begin. Alexandria was originally part of a landmass known as the Mist Continent. This continent had been left in ruins in the wake of the storm surge, with Alexandria the sole nation to survive the devastation.
The calamity of lightning that ravaged the world.
Aye. Per the sources we recovered from the Underkeep, Though the conflict between nations was destructive in its own right, 'twas Levin that dealt the final blow.
No place was spared its fury, and all was chaos in the castle town. We tried to evacuate the people in airships, Otis, the knights and I, but we couldn't save everyone. Those who survived gathered within the barrier, and we took in as many foreign refugees as we could. Yet, despite the dangerous environment, our system showed that there were some few souls who ventured outside the barrier, into the lands beyond.
Beyond? But we thought that was impossible. I was under the impression the star was scoured of life, that man could not survive outside the barrier.
Going by the records, the storm surge extended to every corner of the world. Nothing and nowhere was spared. If anyone did survive out there, it would have been an unimaginable trial.
And yet, those people must have been going somewhere. What if there was a refuge? A place that weathered the storm surge and rebuilt over the intervening 4 centuries.
Given Alexandria's displacement to the source, we had neither cause nor opportunity to survey the remainder of the continent.
Living memory remains physically in the 9th. If we seek a means of egress other than the portal connecting it to Alexandria, perhaps it might lead us to the Mist Continent.
Living memory was not transported here despite being a top Everkeep. In which case, it may have been a physically independent space all along.
Meaning another point of egress could well exist.
And if it does, someone has to be maintaining it. The mechanical soldiers, for instance.
Adlings are invading the void for 90 seconds.
Shall we have a chat with them and see what they know?
If it please your majesty, will you accompany us? If we do land upon the Mist Continent, I would feel much more assured with you at our side.
I like this answer the most. I wouldn't miss it for 2 worlds.
I thought as much. Into the great unknown we go, then.
Okay, before we continue here, I have to go to the bathroom really quick. Alright. Time to study the mist world. Now that's settled, I would be best off. I still need to check for decryption errors periodically. I can only step away for so long. Good luck, I'll have plenty to share next time we meet. Until then, let the rest of us make ready for potential foray. I made Adelina memo. Roll thou thunder. There they are. This clerk has made itself available to answer our questions. Clerk PX0093, if one wished to descend to the surface from here, how would they typically do so? Living Memory is currently detached from Everkeep and is operating independently while supported by aerial suspension systems. Thus, both lift and lay-node-based transit is currently unavailable. I apologize for the inconvenience. Despite its ability to remain aloft, perhaps Living Memory was never intended to function in this state indefinitely. If so, you're out of lag. Not necessarily. Lifts and lay-nodes were likely the preferred modes of transportation, but that does not preclude the existence of others. In the event of an emergency, how could we evacuate this facility? Consulting emergency systems. Living Memory's airship remains prepared to deploy should evacuations be necessary. Would your Majesty like to appropriate it? An airship? Yes, please, as soon as possible. With your Majesty's operations, the vessel can be readied for launch without delay. Allow me a moment to execute bypass protocols. Safety tests have been successfully completed, setting the Gate of Remembrance as initial destination. Vessel is en route. My ship? It was purpose-built for Living Memory. However, it was modeled after the vessel Your Majesty used during the Storm Church era. A replica? Still, it does me good to see it. Deploy the gangway for boarding. This way, please. Okay. In order to reach the surface, we must pass through the storm clouds. I advise you to brace for turbulence. Alright. I'm curious on how they show the storm clouds. Or if at all. I do hope it would have the assets layer for it. I mean, I just have to remind our Nidhogg's domain. Just reuse that, and you're perfectly done, bro. But it seems like they decided to not show it at all. Oh, no, never mind. They do. And it looks like Nidhogg's domain. Looks like a mix of Nidhogg's domain and Eden. The word Halisay gave me is reacting. Though not to extend of the 13, the etheric imbalance here is severe indeed. This served to impress upon the marvel of the barrier. The lightning in heritage found is tame by comparison. You know, they may have a problem outside, but they definitely solved the electricity problem. The land where 11 reigns. What would be the case if we suddenly face a super buff, like an even more buff Ramu? A sobering sight, to say the least. But I shan't turn back now that we've come this far. There are no structures nor any other signs of survivors that I can see. I suspect the crater made this area unsustainable for habitation due to the increased risk of flooding. Then we should look further afield. In which direction do you think we might find a settlement? We were at the edge of Alexandrian territory now. The closest city would be Treno, should it survive. As a city-state built on a harbor, it was a nexus of trade and remained neutral throughout the war. We Alexandrians always felt fortunate to have it in our neighborhood, so to speak. Not unlike our Razadan. Ah yes, I often not spoken of Razadan. Before it's near the South Isles, the Malilla homeland, alright? Funnily enough, it was also Treno where the Millennia first found a home in our world. Truly? Yes, and there and through the Malilla, population elsewhere grew. Most continue to feel a strong connection to the city. I would like to think that some remain there to this day. La PX0093, the ship capable of taking us to Treno. I shall run a flight simulation for the route to Treno. One moment. Simulation complete. There's near 100% probability that the ship would suffer catastrophic mechanical failure prior to arrival due to the ambient lightning. My apology. Ah, well, thank you for checking. If we cannot fly, then we shall. That's the wog. I know lies beyond the mountains, but there should be routes that spar us having to climb. The cave system, for instance, assuming it hasn't collapsed. Let's try here first. This tunnel appears intact. Now we have no way of knowing what it's like further in. Mind you, stay alert for beasts as well. Given the barren sounds, they are surely ravenous. East way now accessible. Ooh.
Victory will be ours.
I'd rather have a black mage with me. Oof. Oh well, we will manage. But I should definitely have that checked afterwards. Actually. How bad is it? Okay, an old Final Fantasy song. Hell yeah. It's not too bad. We should be able to manage.
Allow me.
Looks like mining was done here.
Hold still.
so relaxing. You know, it wouldn't be as relaxing if I would play with other players, but with NPCs it is very relaxing. But I don't want the raid. Just don't want to wait that long. That's why I know that it gives me more potential to look closely at the dungeon. Yeah. Come on, we do this. What you doing? Oh, look, what a cutie. You know, cat of lepers. I assume we have to hide between this plaza console. On wax scramble. Why did I not? Okay, I'm concerned. Why did it not put down the barrier when I clicked in?
My thanks.
Because that should have protected me. For some reason it did not put it on. Just because I got frozen. Well, the fight is actually quite simple, but I have to be careful not to get petrified. That was pretty much my death. Nice summoning airplane. Not with me. Maybe I would have still approached this one. Oh fuck, what the
Once more then.
Someone will pay for that.
Why did he?
I'm in your debt.
My thanks.
Whoa, Sonic Racing.
Adlings are invading the void for 90 seconds.
Come on. I hate that this is a function where I accidentally got rid of my barrier. Action and terrains. Sacred Soil. There we have it. Go back there. Electric screens.
Hold still.
There we go. What the fuck is that? We're definitely outside the cave already. So this castle there might actually be what we're looking for. Well, if it wouldn't be for the collapsed pillar there. Oh, never mind. What cute is that? A Medusian? Oh. No, okay, never mind. Sweet. Okay. That's what's happening. Bio? That tank buster did not seem to be that tank buster-y. I'm surprised. That seems to be the best spawn. Now we should do that. Ow, you still got me. Well, that one hurt. That one hurt quite a lot. More than it should. Let me check my gear. Well, still working. But I definitely should consult and Minder after this. Yeah, of course. It was just to oh, well, I forgot to put wheels out. It's bio. Gonna protect us against bio. did it again.
Take this!
Hold still.
Gloves are off.
Ah, okay. Yes, I accidentally did it again. Today's not my day, huh? I accidentally yeeted off my sacred soil 2 times in a row in this dungeon. Shouldn't happen. Normally never happen. Oh, train a citizen. No matter how many come, we fight hand in hand forevermore. Oh, in the wild, I mean, thanks. Protect the citizen. That one is down, so at least the AoEs are gone now. Lowers heavens. Oh, I like it here. And it looks good. I had to poke a Pepsi Man. It's the rich people that do that, not the Pepsi Man. We type the Pepsi Man on, no. Okay, we're done. Not that Pepsi Man, but those two Pepsi Man. Okay, final boss time. What will it be? Survivor of Storms, Thundercrest Griffin. Alright. If this land doesn't have Thanksgiving, and we will introduce it with them slaying that beast. Thunder Spark, what does it do? Oh, okay. Fireballs, okay. No! How could I tell that one little zone that Grat here was standing in? The others are very clear, but Grat? What's your secret? I wanna know. There's something I did not see and I want to learn. Must be maybe the outer ones. Much of the fine here.
Something special for you.
Next to the... And what was like lava? I think I understand now. I don't want to use my... Oh, okay, how to determine here. Not quite sure. I'm not quite sure if I did it correctly or it was just called incidents. From the claw. It should be safe here. Oh no. Never mind. I wasn't safe there. Oh, it's sure even. There we go. Thanksgiving dinner is served. We even get the old school Final Fantasy winning melody. Oh. Like even with the old instruments. So it's about that time again, huh?
And the perimeter is clear. Good work, everyone.
I wonder how many references they put. Hang on. That is Alexandria and everything. We know what it is referencing to and what awaits us.
And a big thank you to our helpers, whoever you are. Now, we have a tiny bit of clearing up ahead of us. You know what to do.
We know.
Our helpers, were we being watched?
So the city endures, and it is in much better shape than expected.
Impressive, considering the destruction without. The people here must have gone to great lengths to maintain all of this.
Their barrier resembles that of Alexandria, though it is smaller in scale. And not quite as effective, if the breach we witnessed is any indication. I fear such incidents may be common here.
Thunderous heavens! It's been years since we've had visitors.
So many Lalafels. I mean, Milalas.
I am Miaili, the Mayor of Treno. Allow me to welcome you to our city. And thank you for the assistance with our little monster problem just now. Might I ask your name, miss? Though I have an inkling I know it already.
But of course, I am Sphene of Alexandria.
As I thought. It truly beggars belief. I once heard the strangest of reports from one of ours who went to Alexandria, you see. That despite the intervening years, the Queen had not aged a day. And sure enough, I'd swear you'd stepped out of an old oil portrait mere moments ago. You must forgive me if this takes some getting used to.
I am. One of the tricks you can pretty much see here. They have one side completely modeled out, stretched over the surface, you can see here, and then flipped. And this is what we see here. It works, but for me it works not good enough. This would be something that I definitely retouch here. It's okay here. Not as visible here, but it's very visible there, here. This black one is almost invisible. There I would not place something, but I would put something on the ground in order to hide that seam.
It is an honor to meet you, Your Majesty. I look forward to hearing the tale from your own lips.
Adlings are invading the void for 90 seconds.
I imagine it won't be an easy one to tell. But please. What happened to Alexandria?
I see. From your perspective, it must have looked as though we were wiped from the face of the star.
One day, we lost all contact with our people in Alexandria. Scouting parties sent to investigate reported that not only the barrier, but Alexandria itself was gone. Nary a stone to mark where it has stood.
What you must have gone through, not knowing what became of us. But know that Alexandria yet survives, albeit in a distant land. Her and her people. I can tell you the whole tale from beginning to end, but first, might I ask your permission to remain in Treno for a time?
Of course you can. You and your companions have already done us a great service, and are more than welcome to enjoy our hospitality. Now, how about we continue this at Town Hall? We needn't keep standing in the middle of the street.
I shall join them. Even with the precautions we've taken, it remains to be seen if Sven's condition will remain stable. I suspect, however, that the rest of you would rather be out and about. Consider this my blessing.
In light of our purpose here, a tour of the city is indeed in order.
I presume you have no objection? With your permission, then. But before we go... allow me to introduce myself as well. I am Cryo, and I hope to learn more of this city and its people. Would it offend if we were to ask a few questions? Perhaps as we work alongside you, aiding you in whatever ways you may require.
You needn't fret. Treno folk are as friendly as they come. As for aid, if you're willing, you might speak with my grandson Lummel. That was his voice you heard earlier. You'll find him serving herbal remedies to the others.
Thank you for your guidance. We shall seek him out first.
And now use mounts here. Why should I do that? This is a place that literally screams to be investigated by foot. It's kind of like a little bit of an Odyssean architecture. One was hiding there. Aww. That's the limo, huh? Why, if it isn't our new friends, thanks again for making short work of our foes. He looks like baby Squall. Aww. If you've gone to the trouble of seeking me out, I can only assume it is for good reason. You want to have me? Odd, but I'll consider it. Before anything else, though, must insist you drink our signature remedy, Sleepless Rhapsody. Everyone's a fan. You may find it the teeniest touch too sour for your taste, but I'll set you right. Just dip it down your throat. You, Falk and the dwarves, and Shadowringers. Oh, we'll get along. It won't hurt, you have my word. But since it's your first cup, maybe don't stray too far before you drink it. And don't turn your back for best results, you understand? How strong of a liquor is that?
Well, what do you think? It's a traditional Malala recipe.
Sure. It's refreshing.
That means it's working.
I'm put in mind of the gelatin I had at the studio. Nutritious, they assured me.
Oh, I can relate all too well. It's not unlike the syrup Lena used to make. Black as pitch and sour as sin. Though, there is no better cure for fatigue.
You know, Raha, going to bed at a reasonable hour would be the best cure. Oh, that's... I do feel shockingly refreshed.
Perhaps it stimulates the body's ability to process ether and hastens regenerative functions.
Indeed, it does. It also counteracts some of the effects of excess lightning, and helps to calm the nerves besides.
Which is why you serve it whenever there's a breach in the barrier.
Our Malala ancestors came from the lushest of lands, so they developed all sorts of natural remedies. We strive to carry on their traditions. And I'm sure you see why. Really hits the spot, doesn't it?
Yeah, let's
now,
call it
welcome
then.
to Treno.
I forgot to introduce myself, didn't I? Well, I'm Lamont. It was me announcing our victory earlier. And since grandmother sent you to help with repairs, you know I'm her grandson. I'm in charge of resolving any problems the people of Treno may have. My favorite kinds of work include taste testing menu items, carrying medium-sized objects, searching for lost possessions of immense value. Oh, and it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Yeah, let's speak again. Ah, yes, the repairs. Are you certain you want to be put to work? If you've come all the way out to visit us, you must have had more important things in mind. Already have protect the city. Actually, our goal was to ascertain the present state of the Mist Continent. The whole continent? You come from across the sea? Not exactly. We actually come from Alexandria. Alexandria? Are you quite sure? No, sorry, of course you're sure. It'd be rude to me to damn you. It's just, it's not every day we got visitors, let alone from a nation that up and vanished. I know that it must come as something as a shock, but this is our first time in Drano, and we would sure like to get to know the city and its people. That is why we proposed lending a hand to those in need. I see, in that case, why don't you help distribute this remedy to the rest of our people? Ordinarily, everyone would already have forecome, but the fiends made quite a mess this time. Might be a while before some can step away from their work. Never fear though, even if their hands are busy. I'll be more than happy to spare a few words for fascinating folks from afar. We would appreciate it. Thank you, Lemuel. You're the ones doing me the favor, honestly. Here, take this badge. Alright. I'll deliver some to town now. You can attend to areas you haven't seen yet. Split up, we can spend more time speaking with the locals while ensuring everyone receives the remedy promptly. Could you each take a potion? Of course. I haven't had my fill of a conversation yet. I too should be glad to dole out a few servings. Wonderful. Let me divide this up. Why don't you make rounds of the southern part of the city? Ra and I shall attend to the north. Right, let's go and acquire some insights. You must be with one of those visitors Lemuel mentioned. Odd place to be visited now. Oh, you came to deliver the remedy. Thank you kindly. Was hauling beast carcasses in for processing and cupped a good dose of discharge energy for my travels. I brought on the living sickness, something fierce. Well, we don't go hunting outside the barrier, so we don't want to waste any part of the creatures to find their way in. Bells that are highly charged with lightning ether are the most valuable, of course, and them with the right stuff. And you can turn them into protective clothing that keeps you from getting zapped. The beast you felled will all be put to good use. Thanks again. So they will have a Thanksgiving. You're the mighty monster slayer I saw earlier. It's an honor. So not just the Lalafels living here, also normal people. And you brought Sleepless Rhapsody. Oh, bless you. I'm dead on my feet after the battle. You don't usually have that many bees breaking through at once. Practice keeps one skill sharp, though. So in a way, I'm glad for it. And I learned a thing or two from watching you. Oh, I can hardly wait to get to work on my grandma. I have a number of ideas for improved geometry. The thoughtful application of new learning is what keeps our ancestors' magic alive and flourishing. There's a fresh face if I ever saw one. And what's that in your hand? Not just poison. Just poison, regular poison. That's why it's green. Oh, don't mind if I do. Safety inspections take priority, but the battle doesn't feel over until I've had a cup of sleepless rhapsody. I'm proud to say that I have some small part in preparing it too. Herbs come from my very own brewery. One of the greatest discoveries of our times is that seeds carried in by invading creatures can be cultivated into remarkable plants, plants with the potential to mitigate the lightning's effect. And with as many eyes as we have this time, not to mention stomachs, it's entirely possible we'll find new varieties of herbs among our harvest. Between the three of us, we ought to have covered every area aside from Lemurs. One of the people I spoke with asked me to pass something along to him, but he hasn't returned yet. In the meantime, shall we discuss what we've learned?
Fascinating. I appreciate your thoroughness in recounting the details. I too learned much, as I helped to treat the injured's wounds. The Malala's curative magics appear identical to Spheen's. This means that either her tutor was a Malala as well, or that the art had spread all throughout the Ninth. Then there are the symbols and tomes, which are highly reminiscent of Arcanima. If these elements indeed originated with the arcane geometries of the South Sea Isles, as in the source, 'tis curious that they have developed in so similar a manner on this shard.
Mind you don't share that with any of the other graduates of the Faculty of the Arcane, lest they beat you to publication.
Did you learn aught of note, Raha?
I spoke with one of Treno's storekeepers about how they obtain their supplies. Though they are few and far between, other settlements yet exist on the Mist Continent, with a rail system facilitating the flow of goods between them. Unfortunately, barrier breaches trigger an emergency failsafe on the main line, so the train is presently stopped at a midway point until operations can resume. There are also maritime routes, but they see only occasional use. Often, as now, Treno must make do with what is to hand.
In addition to this constant state of scarcity, much of Treno's populace suffers from Levin sickness, not to mention the frequent attacks on the city and the resulting casualties. Yet everyone we've spoken with seems undaunted by these hardships. They are not only surviving, they are happy in spite of it all.
Where there is life, there is hope. And when one believes in a better future, a tomorrow even the slightest bit brighter than today, there is naught to be done but build it. Until stone by stone,
A city rises.
A noble city with noble purpose.
Is all the matter, Lummel?
I think I've dropped something and now I can't find it anywhere. I'm doomed.
Oh, is it this by chance? While I was distributing the remedy, I was asked to pass it along to you.
Yes! That's it! Yes! I'm not doomed.
Is that a tracking device?
You've a keen eye for technology. This thing picks up on the ether of the creatures that get through the barrier.
That explains how you knew when they'd been vanquished.
Exactly. It shouldn't show anything now, but I can switch it on like so.
Broken.
No, 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 no! She's going to kill me! Say, how'd you like to meet my sister Ayane? She's an electrope engineer, so she knows all sorts of interesting stuff.
So she's the one to kill
she
you?
also built that device.
Oh yes, that's my sister. She's a genius. Everyone says so. And she won't kill me in front of other people. Probably. I mean, wouldn't it be interesting to watch her work? Maybe you can even help. It'd be, you know, edifying? Please! I beg you! Please!
Bye-bye.
I suppose that's that then.
At the moment, Ayane should be waiting just past that park. Let's be up before anyone changes their mind. Oh, he will be lectured. He will be dragged around the floor.
Ah, our visitors. Thanks for lending a hand earlier, but what brings you here? Lummel, what did you do?
You know that, advanced monster tracking, what's it? It may be a teeny tiny bit,
You broke it again? How many times must I tell you that we're running low on electrope? I'm an engineer, not a bloody miracle worker!
I beg your forgiveness. I'm on my knees and everything, see? And since we have guests, can't you let it slide? Just this once?
He dragged you here just so I wouldn't tan his hide, didn't he? You'd never believe he's the eldest sibling. I'm so sorry.
Please, don't be. We're glad for the opportunity to meet you. And Lummel mentioned that you might have some work we could assist with.
There are guests, Lummel, not servants. Must we have the manners talk again?
Please don't misunderstand. We asked to help, that we might learn what life is like in Treno. And with your expertise, we also hoped you could tell us more of how the city utilizes Electrope.
If that's the way of it, then I'd be happy to share what I know.
When you spoke earlier, it sounded as if Treno had little Electrope to spare. It's difficult to procure, I take it.
We never have as much as we need. And much of what we do have is repurposed. But you'll find me digging through the scrap heap whenever some vital device or another breaks down. Repairing that old barrier should be our highest priority. But we just don't have enough Electrope on hand to do a proper job.
And the longer we go without access to the mine, the worse it'll get. If only we could scare those beasts away.
Did we not pass through a mine on the way here?
Indeed, and it should be clear of hazards now.
You got rid of them? Just like that?
So, the mine is safe for mining again?
At least for a while.
Hooray!
Leave the mining to your big brother. All you have to do is fix the tracker.
Yes, very well. If you go, do be careful. And once you get the machinery up and running, make sure to send some Electrope over to the barrier service station.
Though we've cleared the mine, there is no telling what else waits outside the barrier. Shall I accompany him?
I'm so glad you asked. Seriously, I don't know what I'd do if I'd had to go alone.
As we did pass through but recently, I expect Raha can keep him safe without our help. In the meantime, shall we assist Ayane with her repair work?
Definitely. And I forgot to ask your names. Do forgive me. I'm Grail and this is Zaya. Accompanying Lamore is Grad here, our own technology enthusiast. It's lovely to meet you. It'd be strange putting you to work, but would be lying if I said I don't need the help. In the wake of an event like this, I presume a great deal of labor is required to restore everything to work in order. There were volume fixes that needed making is no matter, but I could handle it if it weren't for these legs of mine. The paralysis flares up. The
Adlings are invading the void for 90 seconds.
I can manage a bit of shuffling from one station to the one or the other good day. I usually leave racing around the city to my brother. Let him off the mine, though. Someone else needs to take care of the lightning sprites. I'm drawn to the discharge fever of slain creatures. I would offer you a detector to make tracking them down easier. Seeing as Lamal has managed to break it yet again. I too have this, though. There's almost some sprite, and you can suppress its ability to sense evil nearby. That usually gets them wandering out of the city towards more fertile ground. So we need to fight them. We find it safer not to. When threatened, they'll siphon energy from facilities we need to keep our medical service running. Amid bursts that overload nearby systems. For the same reason, I recommend you to stick to thoroughfares that will allow you to spot them well in advance. I would hate for you to be injured while helping us. Understand? I want to split up again to cover more ground. Are you ready to go? Now you scan the area thoroughly. You see no lightning sprites. Lightning sprites. The time to test your tossing arm has arrived. Which probably means... Let's do it this way. And here we are back. You're back. Are there many sprites? Just a handful on the road then. Could be worse. Well, it's important to keep the city safe or free from them. I'm much obliged. Well, it's taking a while. Being new to the city, if something were to happen, you wouldn't know where to go for help. Would you check on her? Darted off in the direction of Town Hall. You're looking a mite lost there. Odd, I can't help it. Seen a woman in a yellow hood. I presume you mean Kyle? At the grand old jet over there earlier. Not to mention she saved my eye. Can't believe I missed that lightning sprite till it was right at the top of me. Thanks to her that I got out unscathed. Bit awkward striking up a conversation after that. It had been a while since I had talked to anyone. I haven't known my whole life. The guy laughs. Good at putting folks at ease, like Meowie. Quite enjoyed telling her about the city. When we were done chatting, she went off towards the canal. Had a touch of melancholy about her. And I wasn't sure why. Didn't think it was something I said, but I knew that it was. Saying more wouldn't help, so I let her go. I reckon she welcomed the company of a good friend right now.
Ah, were you looking for me?
No, for Sander. Of course we were looking for you.
I only intended to sit down for a moment, but I must have lost track of time. Will you lend me your ear?
No, that's what be quite hurtful. But I can listen. Come on. What's on your chest?
The source. And the ninth. Someday I will have to decide which one to call home. The thought has lingered like a storm cloud in my mind. I've tried to ignore it. Remind myself that we have more important matters to contend with. But I cannot keep drifting between these worlds forever. When I first learned the truth of my past, I assumed it would have no bearing on my future. The source was my home, and the students of Baldessian my purpose. But after meeting my parents, it struck me that to simply choose the source would be to abandon them. And not only them, but a home I could have loved, had my life gone as it should have. That is why I had to learn more of this place. And the me I could have been.
And now that you have...
I feel even less certain than before.
Though we are strangers to them, these people have welcomed us as if we are their own. It's like speaking with old friends, and knowing now the challenges they face. What would it say about me if I just left them behind and returned to the source? Is that who I am? Who I was meant to be? Or is this where I belong?
That's the question only you can answer yourself. Thank you for listening. I'm a little less afraid to face the answer now. Whatever it may be. When I find it, I hope you'll be there. But we kept yawning waiting for long enough. Let's hurry back. Glad you're both back safe and sound. Now we can relax until my brother does the same. Their friend is escorting him. He can't get himself in too much trouble. Unless he tumbles down the stairs into town again, I suppose.
That reminds me. The structures near the barrier all seem to be designed for Milala. Is there a reason that those in the center of the city are so much larger?
Oh yes. The center is the oldest part of Treno, built by the Hewn and the Eldite before the Milala came.
So Treno predates the Milala's arrival?
The mayor at the time was kind enough to take our ancestors in, and gave them leave to establish their own residential quarter.
Yet I have seen naught but Milala since we came to the city. Where did the other peoples go?
Alexandria. In the closing days of the storm surge, when death and destruction were everywhere, they believed it would be safer. Treno didn't have a barrier at first, you see. But one of our industrious brethren had served as tutor in the royal household, and returned to us with knowledge of the barrier's design. It's thanks to him that the city survives to this day.
Might I ask a more personal question? We previously uncovered some records pertaining to the Milala's past. In them, it was written that the Milala left their paradise of eternal summer when a great calamity froze their isles. Understandably, all were not content to leave their homeland behind. Some attempted to return using the same power that had brought them here, but they found the way closed to them. Never again has the golden path opened that allowed their ancestors to flee to safety. Tell me, were that golden path to open once more, and you were to find the Milala homeland restored to its former glory, would you go back?
I'd certainly like to see that paradise of eternal summer for myself. Who wouldn't? But it wouldn't be going back. After all, my one and only home is here. Treno, this run-down, beat-up, beautiful city.
You truly love it, don't you?
Do you know what the speaker said when the Milala came to this place? O life, flourish on this faraway shore. Unfurl your fragile petals with fearless joy. Let this sky grant shelter from darkest storm, and here bloom hand in hand, forevermore. We never forgot those words. Not my ancestors, nor my grandmother, nor my brother and me. That boundless optimism, that communal spirit, that is Trenno. No matter what comes or how hard it gets, we'll choose joy over fear and stand together. There's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Nowhere else you'd rather be. Perhaps it really is as simple as listening to your heart.
It really is, but I don't get why people make it so complicated. Like they're always so detached from their own feelings. It's kind of strange. Earlier you said your brother couldn't get into much trouble if he was with Raha. And how much trouble is that precisely? One would think they ought to have returned by now. Conversely, I hadn't expected to see these two of you again so soon. I take it Miali's curiosity is sated. For the moment. I gave her a brief account of the situation in Alexandria, as well as the events involving the key. I was most interested in the later. In fact, it seems she knew of the relic long before we did. She wishes to discuss it with everyone. Will you be able to join us? I should love to go the straight way, but we are waiting Raha's return. We speak Miali herself is making her rounds through the city. We have time.
We're back! The mine is in working order, I'm pleased to say. Electrope is being delivered for the barrier even as we speak.
Have you?
We have. Though she has her own story to tell. Of the key, in fact. We thought you might like to join us at the...
This is an evacuation alert. All citizens, please proceed to emergency shelter. Repeat, please proceed to emergency shelter. The doom train is approaching. Repeat, please proceed to emergency shelter.
The Doom Train?
The Doom Train? Wasn't that one of Lindblom's weapons of war?
You know of it.
I've never seen it myself, but according to Zelenia, it was an armored vehicle used to transport war beasts to the front. In order to prevent them from running wild ere their deployment, a powerful arcane entity was housed in the engine.
The end of the war didn't slow it one bit. Quite the contrary. Fueled by lightning ether, it's been speeding across the continent ever since. The Doom Train and its beasts bring death and destruction everywhere it goes. It's a veritable calamity on rails. It passed near Trenno some years ago, claiming many lives, including our parents. I must go and repair the barrier as swiftly as possible. Without it, We haven't got a chance.
You can't be serious! You'll never finish in time, and you'll be right in its path.
I have to try. For Treno.
Yane, no!
It seems my services are required once more.
I'll go with you. Perhaps my knowledge of Electrope will be of use.
I wish I were a fighter like you two. Keep her safe, will you? Please?
While destroying the Doom Train would be preferable, we should seek to delay its advance at the very least.
You can't be thinking of fighting it head-on. That's madness.
This is Sparta. No, trust me, we can handle this.
If your mind is made up, there may be a way. There's a freight depot not far from us. We can use the train that stopped there.
Raha mentioned that before, did he not?
The Doom Train will have to pass through the depot to reach Treno. And since the evacuation alert was only just triggered, we might be able to reach it first.
So we commandeer this freight train, match our speed to the enemy's, and use it as a platform from which we launch a sustained counter-offensive. Is that your proposal?
It'd be better than trying to smash the bloody thing before it runs us all over. And if it might save a Yane, I'll do whatever it takes. Let me drive the train. That will leave you free to concentrate on the fight.
Lomal.
I need to grab a few things. Meet me by the gate.
If anyone can stop a speeding weapon of war, it is you. But we must also recognize the threat posed by its company of beings. If its influence is so powerful that even as it bounds ahead, enthralled creatures continues to follow it, then the train may well gather additional minions as it draws near. There's no telling how many will charge Tunnel's Gate. Oh, we should prepare for the worst. Perhaps Ishtola and I ought to remain on guard here. I'm inclined to agree. While you remove the head of the metal serpent, you will attend to the defense of the city. Among other things, we must do what we can to ensure the citizens get to shelter before the fighting begins. Speed. Alright. That does sound like a trial. And it does sound like a trial that behaves similar to the Ghost Train. If people have done that. That was an optional, was one of the optional fights during Stormblood. Right, the blaze we're headed is Bentony Depot. Although Treno has its own railway station, our assailants from earlier left it in need for significant replaying. Thus, we were taking a hopper cargo. My friend here has volunteered for the mission, and yes, I did explain the dangers. The cargo's equipped by the portal barrier, and frankly, I'm great at my job. I guarantee our safety during the ride. What happens once we get to Botany? Well, that's your problem. Certainly is. Let me know when you're ready to move on. Next time we have to check for those, we should take determination. I think we have full on critical hit by now. Ready? And then our fearless operator will help you aboard. We make for Bantini with all haste. And have us stay in the flesh. Do keep any limbs you're attached to and would like to remain attached to inside this vehicle. That's quite the train.
This is it. You'll be riding that flat car at the rear of the train. I'll be all the way at the front, pushing her as fast as she can go. The Doom train moves at breakneck speed. If we're too slow, it will plow right through us. Speaking of which, we'd best get underway before it does just that. Don't forget you're fighting for Ayane, for all of Treno.
I fight for all that is beautiful in the world before I can handle it. Hell on rails. Oh. Guess we're too broke, right? Yeah, we're definitely too broke. Oh well. Wanna say we go to Yukdara. Yellow. I don't think we have enough for an upgrade. Okay, first thing we should walk to would be the Mander anyways. And now we can see what we can do with the rest. I'm not confident. I really don't think we make enough.
Adlings are invading the void for 90 seconds.
I don't think we get far. Let's see here. 170, 77. Okay. So hands. Hands. Oh, and shoes most likely. Yeah, shoes. Check for the shoes. Well, that sucks. What can we do about it? Yeah, that's just stuff that's even weaker. And that stuff will not sell far enough. There was a quest that I could either continue or actually turn in. Maybe it gives us enough. Not that that's something that I have to take care of off stream. Boy, I'm so broke in this game by now. Used to have a housing, but then everything... My house vanished. Let's put it this way. Okay. As a continuation, we have to talk to people. I will just scan through the text, I will not read it aloud. Up there. Fine. The Wandering Minstrel. That means there's our extreme fights again. I spoke with the patron, yes? Yeah, we did. Okay. That did not give enough money, and it's just a 669. Yeah, okay, then... We just end a little bit earlier. So, let's see, who can we reign? Okay, let's see. Can we rate him this time? Are the ladders? Last time it didn't let us. Yeah, doesn't let us. Okay, then we take the others. Okay, then I send you over to Ijibara. They are currently playing Detroit Become Human. I'll send them all love and we see each other on Monday when we step back into Paranormal. Until then, bye.
Certain questions you got. It's a good thing.